Hey guys, so I read Self-Esteem, A Family Affair by Jean Ilsley Clark. This was the original copy. It was written in 1978, but she did release a newer copy in the late 1990s. Okay, so this book was written for parents to build self-esteem within their children as well as themselves. This book entails stories from 8 different families. They're mixed families. Some were raised by single parents, blended families. One of the families had a baby with colic. Some were raising teens, so they took different aspects from different families. The book goes in order of developmental stages, and it includes emotional development tasks, ideas and theories about what people need, ways of saying things and doing things, as well as activities and practices to use with your children. At the end of each chapter, there are parenting tips and activities to use with your child during their developmental stage. The reason why self-esteem is important is because people experience it. When they experience it, they feel good about themselves. They are effective and productive, and they respond well to others as well as themselves within healthy, productive lives. People with self-esteem know that they are lovable, capable, and care about themselves and others. Yet this does not mean that they are self-centered. It just means that they have a high level of self-esteem. So starting at a young age, positive praises are building blocks to self-esteem. An important aspect that Jean stated was that your praises should be specific, not just, hey, you did a good job. It could be, hey, I really liked the picture you drew. You had a lot of detail in that picture. You could also have a negative message, and instead of saying, hey, stop that, you could use more descriptive language such as, don't throw that ball inside, it could break a window, let's find something more safe to play with while we're inside until we go outside. Jean also describes plastic compliments, which are thought of to be starting as a positive comment but ends negatively, such as that looks good considering you made it. So it starts positive, but then it has a negative it ends negatively when it says considering you made it. So within every chapter there are 4 ways of parenting. There's nurturing, structure and protecting, marshmallowing, and criticizing. So nurturing offers help and positive rewards, recognizes and validates the person's importance, strengths, capacity to grow, to be loved, and they are lovable. Structure and protecting offers support and protection as well as ethical teaching, and it shows and also tells the children how to do things well, to build positive skills. It also provides practice and feedback, and it builds strengths and advocates for traditions and ethics. Marshmallowing, although it may sound comforting, is filled with plastic compliments. It judges people, it blames others, puts the blames on others, such as, oh, you poor thing. And criticizing tells you that you failed. They often use name-calling and blaming, and they might say, like, you always do this, or you never do that. So the first chapter in this book talks about building positive self-esteem as a baby. So with a baby, you would use positive strokes, which is you would caress the child, snuggle, cuddle, touch, talk to the child, because the baby needs to know that you trust them, that they can trust the world, and that you are happy that they are the sex that they are. Jean went on to say that some families might have a boy and say, "Oh, I really wish you were a girl," and the child can feed on that negative energy. And throughout every single chapter, Jean makes it clear that parents need to take care of themselves. It's important to take care of the child, but it's also very important to have self-care. So for 6 to 18 months, children are exploring through touch, smell, taste, seeing, and this is how they're exploring their environment. The parent's role is to protect their child, but also allow them to experience these things, as this is how they are learning. From 18 months to 3 years, the child is starting to express themselves and their feelings, and parents should allow this, yet set limitations. If the child is angry, to teach them that it's okay to be angry, but to throw things is not okay. 3 to 6 years, the child is learning who they are as a person and their relationships within the world. Again, the parents are to be supportive throughout this stage, but also take care of themselves. From ages 6 to 12, the child is starting to figure things out on their own, and they want to be able to test the rules a little bit. So the parents need to provide a loving environment, but discuss family values and rules that are not negotiable. There are always some rules that can be bent a little bit, but there are also certain rules that cannot be negotiated. And from 13 to 19-year-olds, the child is starting to separate from their family, and this is to be expected. They want to become an independent person and establish their own values and beliefs. And the final note that Jean has in this chapter is to remember that your parents did the best that they could, and that you did the best you could raising your child. So again, she definitely thinks that self-care is a key aspect when raising children. Alright, so that was my synopsis on Self-Esteem, A Family Affair, and I hope you find the book interesting.